They dream all the time. They imagine the business they could build, the book they could write, the body they could have, the life they could create. In their minds, the future is bright, exciting, and full of possibility. Yet somehow, nothing changes. Take Maya, for example. Every night before falling asleep, she imagined a different version of herself. A version that woke up early, worked on her goals, stayed focused, and slowly built the life she wanted. Tomorrow would be the day she finally started. At least, that was the plan. But the next morning arrived like every morning before it. The alarm rang. She reached for her phone. Just 5 minutes, she told herself. 5 minutes became 30. 30 became an hour. By the time she looked up, the energy she felt the night before had disappeared. The goal could wait another day. And somehow, another day became another month. Maya wasn't lazy in the way people imagined. She wasn't sitting around doing nothing because she didn't care. She cared deeply. That was the problem. Every dream felt so important that the thought of failing became terrifying. Without realizing it, she had fallen into a trap that many people know well. The dream felt safe. Reality felt dangerous. As long as the dream stayed inside her head, it could remain perfect, untouched, unchallenged. But the moment she started, reality could judge it. Reality could expose mistakes. Reality could prove that she wasn't as talented as she hoped. So her mind did what human minds often do. It protected her. Whenever a difficult task appeared, her brain quietly guided her somewhere more comfortable. Social media, videos, messages, anything that offered a quick reward, anything that removed discomfort. For a few moments, it felt better. But every evening, the same feeling returned. Regret. She would lie awake wondering why she kept doing this to herself. Why did someone with so much ambition struggle so much to take action? The answer wasn't weakness, it was psychology. The human brain is designed to seek comfort and avoid uncertainty. To the brain, effort often looks like danger, failure looks painful, rejection looks threatening, and so it gently pushes us toward easier choices. The problem is that comfort solves today's discomfort while quietly stealing tomorrow's opportunities. One afternoon, after yet another wasted day, Maya noticed something. She had spent years waiting to feel ready, waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, waiting for the perfect plan. But none of those things ever stayed long enough. What if successful people weren't different because they felt more motivated? What if they simply learned to move before motivation arrived? That idea changed everything. The next morning, Maya didn't try to change her entire life. She didn't create a complicated plan. She didn't promise herself a perfect future. Instead, she opened her laptop and worked for 10 minutes. Just 10. It felt almost too small to matter. But she did it again the next day, and the day after that. The progress was slow. Sometimes she missed days, sometimes old habits returned. But something inside her was changing. She was teaching her brain a new lesson. Discomfort wasn't dangerous. Starting didn't require confidence. Action could come first. Over time, the impossible began to feel normal. The work became easier. The resistance became quieter. And for the first time, her dreams were no longer living only in her imagination. They were becoming real. That is the part nobody talks about. Life rarely changes in one dramatic moment. Most transformations begin with a tiny decision that seems insignificant at the time. One page written, one workout completed, one phone call made, one small promise kept. The people who eventually build extraordinary lives are usually not the most talented. They are the people who learn to keep moving, even when they don't feel like it. Because success is not built by motivation, it is built by showing up. Again, and again, and again. Maybe there is a little bit of Maya in you. Maybe there is a dream you've been carrying for months or even years. A dream that keeps waiting for the perfect moment. But perfect moments rarely arrive. The truth is that your future is being shaped by the small choices you make today. Not tomorrow, not someday. Today. Because dreams do not disappear all at once. They fade quietly through neglect. Or they grow through action. The choice has always been the same. One small step, then another, and before you know it, you become the person you once only imagined. And maybe that is the quiet truth Maya had to learn. Becoming the person you dream of is not always a loud transformation. Sometimes it is not dramatic at all. Sometimes it looks like sitting down when you would rather escape. Sometimes it looks like opening the laptop even when your mind feels heavy. Sometimes it looks like doing something badly, slowly, imperfectly, but doing it anyway. Because the old version of you does not disappear in one day. It comes back. It whispers the same familiar things. Start tomorrow. You are too tired. You are not ready. This will not be good enough. And in those moments, change does not mean feeling powerful. Change means noticing the old voice and choosing not to obey it every time. That was what Maya began to understand. She did not need to become a completely different person overnight. She only needed to stop abandoning herself in the smallest moments. Every time she kept going for 10 more minutes, she was telling herself, I can trust you. Every time she returned after a bad day, she was proving that one mistake did not have to become her whole story. And slowly, something softened inside her. The guilt that once crushed her began to lose its power. She stopped speaking to herself like an enemy. She stopped turning every delay into proof that she was hopeless. Instead, she began to see herself as someone who was learning, someone who had been stuck, not broken, someone who had avoided discomfort for so long that action felt unfamiliar but not impossible. That difference matters. Because when you believe you are broken, you give up. But when you understand that you are in a pattern, you can begin to change the pattern. You can make the task smaller. You can remove the distraction. You can start before you feel ready. You can forgive yourself and return again. And maybe this is where real ambition begins. Not in the fantasy of a perfect future, but in the quiet decision to care for that future today. Not with one massive action, not with a perfect plan, but with one honest step that says, I am still here. I still want this. I am willing to begin. So if there is a dream sitting inside you, waiting quietly, do not wait until you feel fearless. Do not wait until your life is perfectly organized. Do not wait until motivation comes and saves you. Motivation is temporary, but a small promise kept today can become the beginning of a completely different life. Because one day, you may look back and realize that the moment everything changed was not the day you felt ready. It was the day you finally started while still feeling unsure. The day you chose action over avoidance. The day you stopped living only inside the dream and began building it with your own hands.